some conference competition. Welcome to Sooner Sports Pad. I'm your host, Kaylee Jo Hommel, and next to me are Abby Williams and Britton Ross. And we have OU women's golf in the house. We'll talk to them later on. Now, OU's been in the SEC since July 1st, but everything really heats up now. The Sooners said hang 10 and hung more than 10 on the green wave. We'll recap how Oklahoma wiped out Tulane on Saturday.
And OU football plays their first SEC game this weekend. Will it be Rocky Top or Rocky Flop for Tennessee when they play the Sooners?
And the newest statue finally got unveiled in Norman, memorializing yet another Sooner great.
And for some Sooners hopeful to one day be considered greats, we're going to start right in the first quarter as Jackson Arnold uses his legs for this TD, putting the first points on the board against Tulane. Now we have Taylor Tatum with his second touchdown of the day. His first was receiving. I mean, he can really do both. The score is now 21-6 OU at the half, and it starts to get shaky for the Sooners. Arnold throws this pick six, which brings the score a little too close for Sooner fans' liking, 24-19 Oklahoma. But Billy Bowman really said two can play at that game. He intercepts the ball right here, halfway through the fourth. And Arnold takes some notes from Forrest Gump. Run, Arnold, run, back into the end zone. Final score, 34-19 OU.
The offense finally showed signs of life Saturday afternoon after scoring 14 measly points against Houston. Sooner Sports Pad reporter Hallie McPherson has the details on the offense's resurrection.
The Green Wave did not flood the Palace today. They made a splash, but Oklahoma's offense came right back, going 5 for 5 in the red zone, and freshman Taylor Tatum is a true home run hitter on the field, scoring 2 touchdowns for the Sooners, along with Jackson Arnold using those feet, adding 2 more touchdowns and passing for 1.
I like to run the ball. I mean, it's just how I am. I used to play running back in middle school. But I think for us, it's just taking the defense gives you. Keep your run game always. You got +1 in the box. Unless they really load it, you got +1 in the box. And just really, it's a big advantage for the offense when we keep you going.
Tedder's got a great, future in front of him. He continues to keep his head down, show up, work, compete, and he likes to play. That's what is fun about him. He's got a great spirit to him, likes to practice, he likes to play.
Great friend of mine, great coach, was obviously a great teammate, just a great player. So I have a lot of respect for Coach Heupel. Close friends, but at the end of the day, I'm really focused in on this game.
Next Saturday, Oklahoma invites Josh Heupel, Tennessee head coach, former OU player, and a national title winner in 2000, with Oklahoma offensive coordinator Seth Luttrell, back to the Palace next weekend for week 1 of conference play. Reporting from Owen Field, Hallie McPherson, Sooner Sports Pad.
Jackson Arnold's 97 yards on the ground are the most by an OU quarterback since Dylan Gabriel against Texas last season. The last time a Sooner had 2 touchdowns by ground and 1 by air was DG in last year's 73-0 beatdown against Arkansas State in last year's opener.
Well, on the defensive side, Tulane's points came just 19 seconds from the end of the half. Sooner Sports Pad reporter Cam Williams was there and has more on the ups and downs of the Sooner defense.
OU's defense is no joke, folks. That is now 7 straight wins when holding opponents under 22 points. At defensive end, R. Mason Thomas was wrecking the Green Wave's offense all afternoon. He finished the game with 3 sacks and a forced fumble en route to a 34-19 victory to lead the defense. Thomas, who has been in and out of the lineup, credits OU's grounded locker room for his emergence.
It's very fun. You'll think well, all these, all these plays, all these meetings, all this practice, day-to-days, everybody's just on you, or they feel down or something. The coaches, at the end of the day, just having fun. If you're having fun, it's just you don't have no problems. And
just amazing. I mean, an incredibly talented guy. And, I thought they did a good job early. The quarterback got the ball out of his hands. He didn't necessarily complete a ton, but he wasn't going to take the sack. He just chucked one up on 4th and 1 and those type of things. So it was hard to get there early. And then as the game progressed, they had to throw the ball more and drop back pass instead of some of the boots and those things. And that just let our Mason tee off and do the best that he does, man, which is come off the edge and get to that passer.
And our Mason Thomas was just fantastic there in the second half, and certainly late, 30 sacks, forced fumble recovery, a PBU, and a quarterback hurry.
The Sooners in this stellar defense will make program history next week by hosting their first SEC game versus Tennessee. Reporting from Owen Field, Cameron Williams, Sooner Sports Pad.
Thanks, Cam. There were some shining stars amongst the OU defense Saturday night. Defensive lineman R. Mason Thomas had 3 sacks, a forced fumble, which he recovered, a pass breakup, and a QB hurry. In all, the defense finished the game with 3 consecutive turnovers, an interception, on downs, and a fumble recovery.
Don't go anywhere because SEC play is right around the corner. We won't be singing Rocky Top, but we'll be talking it. Plus, break down a special homecoming for a legendary former Sooner. Josh Heupel returns to Norman, but he'll be rocking orange and white instead of number 14 in crimson and cream. The Volunteers are 3-0 like the Sooners, but have been shutting their opponents out. They've only allowed for a total of 10 points when they've been scoring nearly 64 per game. Competition aside, Brent Venables has nothing but good things to say about the 2000 national champion.
I think this is one of those times that you put the logo aside and you know, he's got an amazing legacy at this university. Amazing, you know, work ethic and humility. Same guy every day. Didn't try to be anybody that he wasn't. Incredible, again, humility.
We'll move over Smokey. The only dog I care about this weekend is Ben. College Game Day is in Norman for this ranked contest, their 41st time at an OU matchup. Oklahoma is 6-2 with Game Day in town, and their last time in the South Oval was back in 2020 for Bedlam, where OU won 41-13. Now, Game Day is here for a reason. Britton, what does OU need to fix offensively to face number 6 Tennessee that's only had 1 touchdown scored against them this season?
Well, Kaylee Jo, the Tennessee defense is ranked 3rd in the nation with only 4.3 points allowed per game. Granted, they haven't played anyone good, with their opponents' combined record being just 2-7, including 2 winless teams. OU's offense will still have their hands full as the Vols defense has forced 4 sacks, 3 fumble recoveries, and they do have 1 85-yard pick six this season. Tight end Jake Roberts knows that OU can win this game, but only if the Sooners stay out of their own way.
It's just going to come down to execution and, you know, making the layups. So not pressing too much. We just got to make the plays that come to us and execute our routine plays. We're just focused on getting a week better and, you know, just keeping the main thing, and that's executing our stuff.
And the Vols have a strong offense as well. They rank 2nd in the nation in yards per game, while the Sooners defense is 27th in yards allowed. Not to mention, just on Saturday, the Vols set a record for most points in a single game in the modern era, 71 against Kent State. Even with a strong Tennessee offense, Vol freshman QB Nico Almayeva still thrown 2 picks. Former Vol and current Sooner Dejon Terry says the Sooner D knows the challenge, but prepares no differently.
Offense in the nation right now, they're very good, so we just got to lock in on all the details and just be ready to come out and compete on Saturday. It's the same thing, like we break it down every week, defend the standard, so I mean, everybody going to get our best, and we know we're going to get everybody best, so it ain't nothing different. We just got to lock in on the details, just get ready to play on Saturday.
Now, if Oklahoma football can pull this out, which I think they will, it'll be a close one for sure. They're the home underdog here for the first time ever in the Brent Venables era.
I think the Sooners have a chance here as long as they correct mistakes, find the Vols' weak spots, and don't throw any pick sixes. OU should come out with their first SEC win.
Well, Abby, I don't know about that. I feel like Josh Heupel's going to have his revenge game this week, and the Sooners should definitely be on high alert. He got fired from OU in 2014, and he wants to show Sooner Nation that that was the wrong move.
Well, game recognizes game, and we have some Sooner athletes in the studio. And when we return, we'll get the inside scoop from OU women's golf on how their season is swinging so far. Say hello to our interview guest, driving all the way from Jimmy Austin Golf Club, OU Women's Golf. The squad opened their season in the Carmel Cup, where they finished 7th. Sitting down with our anchors today, Savannah Barber and Reagan Cheney. Savannah is a junior who's been previously named to the All Big 12 women's golf team. Reagan is an Oklahoma native and senior who's earned All Big 12 first team honors in the past. Abby, Britton, take it away.
So thank you both so much for being here tonight. Your season just started. Looking forward, what course are you looking to play the most?
I mean, we got off to a good start. Pebble Beach was pretty awesome. Views are just awesome there. I would say our home event, Schooner, is this weekend. We're really excited for that one.
Yeah, and Savannah, being from Texas myself, I know how exciting it is to go home. You played a bit in Fort Worth. How excited are you to go back and see your family?
Yeah, super excited to be in my hometown. I know I have a few spectators that will be watching that week, which will be really fun. But yeah, I'm really excited. I know the course well, so I can't wait to be there.
And then Reagan, being a senior this year, what's left for you to accomplish at your time at OU?
I would like to win a tournament individually and win several as a team. It would also be nice to make it to the NCAA championship. That'd be ideal.
For the both of you, you've played on some exciting courses, maybe ones that mean a lot to you or just have beautiful views. What's been your favorite course that you've ever played on?
I would say Oakmont Country Club. It's in Pennsylvania. All the golf courses I like are up north. I would say that.
I would say mine's got to be Pebble Beach.
Pebble Beach, yeah.
And then obviously last week there was both SEC teams and Big 12 teams there. With this move to the SEC, how does that affect your scheduling?
I would say our schedules are about the same, but obviously we're playing some SEC schools, so we'll have some good competition.
Now, both being seniors and juniors, you're reaching graduation. What does your golf career look like after the cap and gown?
I would like to play professionally for a little while, so we'll see how that goes.
Yes, probably turn pro after college.
And then our last question that we have for you. If we were to combine our scores and play you both in a round of golf, would we have any shot if we combined our lowest scores?
Maybe. We'd have to see.
Perfect. Well, thank you both so much for coming, and good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
Against Savannah and Reagan, they'll be back on the green and teeing up this weekend for the Schooner Fall Classic right here in Norman. Well, there's still so many Sooner sports to highlight tonight. Stick with us because when we return, it'll be one for the books, with OU athletics making history in so many different ways. Now it's time to get our audience in on the Sooner Sports Talk. How are we doing, guys?
Good.
Alrighty, so my question for tonight is, how do we think OU football will do in their first SEC test?
Of course we're going to win it. Sooner, babies. The only team I see is Sooner, Oklahoma. You know, Sooners my whole life. You know, I live for this. I breathe for this. Go on, Sooners.
It'll be a tough game, but I feel like if they have what it takes to take on the Volunteers, then it'll be a very fun thing to watch.
I think it'll be a very good game. It'll be really competitive, but fun to watch.
Alrighty, well, that's enough football for now. Now it's time to talk everything else OU athletics. And I'm kicking it off with OU soccer because they are making history this Thursday. The Sooners host Mississippi State at John Crane Field for Oklahoma's first ever SEC in-conference matchup. This squad is hot, riding a 5-game win streak, and they're going to keep this momentum alive with this match starting at 7 p.m.
OU volleyball has started their season 5-1 and have won 5 straight matches. Last week at the Tulsa Volleyball Invitational, they beat Stephen F. Austin 3-0 on Thursday, and then the Golden Hurricane had them in the spin cycle, finishing off Tulsa in a reverse sweep on Friday, losing sets 1 and 2 and then winning 3 straight to take the match. Lydia Martin led the Sooners with a career-high 11 blocks and added 18 kills. Now they head up north to the Kansas State Invitational this weekend.
Well, I want to talk about the gift that just keeps on swinging, men's golf. Last week, the Sooners took a trip to Toledo, Ohio to show off that Sooner magic. The guys on the green finished tied for 3rd out of 14 with just 3 over par. 4 Sooner golfers finished in the top 20, with senior Drew Goodman leading the pack, tied for 7th. Next up, the squad travels to San Antonio this weekend for the Valero Texas Collegiate Tournament.
Well, it's no surprise Patty Gasso's made history once again. Sooner Sports Pad reporter Brooke Riggs has more on how the head coach will be forever remembered here on campus.
History has been made for the women at the University of Oklahoma. Standing behind me is the statue of head softball coach Patty Gasso, who has received this honor after winning 4 back-to-back national championships. She is the first woman athlete or coach at OU to get a statue, and after the unveiling, emotions ran high for the woman icon.
And the one, I think if there's an iconic pose from me, it's sticking my hand out and watching someone slap it after they hit a monster national championship winning home run or whatever it is. So I just wanted it to be very simple and very me, but also representing our entire program. You know, anybody who's ever been here, I hope they feel that is kind of more of a representation of us instead of me.
Reporting from Loves Field, Brooke Griggs, Sooner Sports Pad.
When we come back, it's time for Face Off. Our two anchors will literally face off, debating all things Sooner sports, and even our audience will get involved. You won't want to miss it. It's time for Face Off. Our two anchors will go head to head, debating all things Sooner sports, and our in-studio audience will pick a winner. Abby, you won last week, so let's see if Britton can get his revenge. Yeah! From rushing to passing and all things offense in between, which Sooner was a standout on this side of the ball and rode the green wave?
The offensive MVP was Jackson Arnold. He was the Gatorade Player of the Year in high school for a reason. The dual-threat quarterback shows off his wheels right here as he races for the 24-yard touchdown. He finished with 97 yards and 2 TDs on the ground, while also finishing with 266 total yards and 3 total TDs.
Britton, high school is a thing of the past. Let's stick with college. I'm going with the true freshman running back, Taylor Tatum, who accounted for not 1, but 2 of the 4 OU touchdowns. He had a rushing touchdown, a receiving touchdown that was the first catch of his career, and he notched a career-high 9 rushes. And Britton, you chose the guy that threw a pick 6.
Well, when it comes to the players defending Gaylord Memorial Stadium, who stands out as your MVP in the Crimson and Cream?
Give me Ballhawk Bowman. In the 4th quarter against Tulane, Bowman had a game-changing interception that led to a Sooner touchdown on the very next drive. It was his 10th career interception, making him the 21st Sooner with at least 10 interceptions.
Abby, you couldn't be more wrong. The defensive MVP was clearly our Mason Thomas. He was causing mayhem all game long, including this forced fumble and recovery right here. Thomas rode the green wave for 3 sacks, 3 total tackles, and a pass deflection on top of that fumble recovery. OU is going to need him to create even more mayhem this week against Rocky Top on Saturday if they want a shot to win.
Well, it's hard to say the Sooners don't dominate in the pros, with 417 players drafted in the NFL and 60 combined in the NBA and WNBA. Abby, Britton, which former OU player is making their mark?
Obviously, it's Baker Mayfield. The Heisman winner steered the Bucs ship to a 20-16 win in Detroit against the Lions. He finished with 185 yards and a touchdown through the air and added 34 more yards on the ground with the game-winning touchdown run. And now they get the Denver Broncos, so look for Baker Mayfield to cook again this Sunday.
Britton, you couldn't be more wrong. Kyler Murray is my Sooner Pro, and here's why. He had a perfect passer rating of 158.3, threw for 3 touchdowns, not 1, and 266 yards. Not to mention, he led the Cardinals to a win over division rival, the Los Angeles Rams. And I remember him doing something similar in a different shade of red.
Well, we've talked a lot of football, but there's only one Oklahoma when it comes to every sport. What else should Sooner fans be keeping their eyes on this week?
How about the first SEC conference game ever? OU soccer opens up conference play against Mississippi State this Thursday. OU is coming in this game on fire. They've started the season 7-1, and through 8 games, they've outscored their opponents to 27, to wait for it, just 5. And at this rate, they may be the first OU team to bring home an SEC championship.
Well, I want to talk about College Game Day coming to Norman. OU football is 3-0 heading into SEC play, and on Saturday morning, the South Oval will be home to ESPN's College Game Day. Here's what Sooner fans need to know ahead of the show, and if you want a spot in the pit, you've got to get out there early. OU is 6-2 when hosting College Game Day, so this should be a good match.
Alrighty, now it's time for our audience to decide a face-off winner. So if you think it was Abby, let's hear some noise. Alrighty, pretty decent. But if you think it was Britton, let me hear you. Wow, it's not even close. You know what? I think Britton's our face-off winner. Thanks for watching Sooner Sports Pad. Have a great rest of your night.